Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing something around hardware. Just wanted to explain something that I'd bought, and I found this is quite useful. It's this Vantec NexStar JX external drive enclosure. Now, the reason why I was looking for something like this, and I really was looking around and I didn't really find anything else, sort of suiting this requirement. But I've got at the moment some little 2.5-inch external drives that I've got connected to my NAS, and I'm realized now, actually, it's actually cheaper and better to use the 3.5-inch Seagate IronWolf drives, which I've only just bought one at the moment, which is this one. So I'm sort of transitioning between things, and at the same time I also want to convert the external enclosures to actually connect via SATA cables. At the moment they are on USB 3 interfaces, and it's not giving me the full BIOS support and smart drive management and so on that I really want on the NAS. So I am sort of between things, and it really means that I needed something that was going to support both 3.5-inch and or 2.5-inch SATA interfaces. And as well, at the moment, one of them is still connecting on USB, and I am busy changing to eSATA. So this really sort of is the best of all worlds. It seems to sort of really cover everything. So I thought I'll just show what it looks like, because the videos that I looked at didn't really show exactly what this thing looked like when you unbox it. We can maybe just have a check at the back there as well. That's just some of the specs. But let's just have a look inside what we've got here. Okay, so we've got a README first, obviously. And it just explains also what type of SATA connectors. Mine is the center one, so that's fine. I'll come to that just now. There's a couple more sort of just questions and answers and so on inside the pamphlet. And then it's got an installation guide, as well, which one can actually have a look at. Just shows what it comes with. I'll show you now. It's got the cables, the little screws, sort of everything that you really need actually for this job. And then I'll just show the power supply as well, which is sort of quite key for anybody living outside of the USA. So this is the actual enclosure, and I'll come back to that in a sec. Let's just have a check here quickly what they actually all include. There's obviously that is actually the SATA cable. Oh, sorry, this is the USB cable. So you've got the interface that will connect to USB. You've got the SATA cable, eSATA for external SATA, I suppose I should say. And that's what the connectors actually look like. There is a little packet of screws here, and these are essentially really for mounting and securing the drives inside, especially the 2.5-inch. And then just the power supply. It is a US only plug, so this is not going to really connect in most other countries. So I'll you have to just get an adapter for it. Well, I've got an adapter too. But the other nice thing is it does take the sort of standard 12-volt barrel connector, so you can actually just replace this drive if you want to. I think it's a 2-amp drive. It does work for 220-volt as well as 110. So if you've got just a plain connector for it or adapter, it will actually work. It does also just come with a little stand. And then here's the actual drive enclosure. No screws are required. You'll see you just have to sort of push this up on the one side there. Take that out, and hopefully your drive comes out. There we go. It's got no fan on it. So if you're going to be using the 2.5-inch drive, then you're just going to be popping that in really like this. You'll just have to check your SATA connector, and it just sort of slips in like that. And then what's important is you'll see underneath, these screws over here do actually line up, so you can put those screws in to secure it, that it's not going to come loose while you're using it. Let's take it out again. And I can show you the 3.5 inch pops in probably a little bit easier. Just again, take your SATA side and you just give it a little push. Just got to make sure it actually is in and there's no gaps or anything there. And then again, you've got your mounting screws that you can use to secure this particular drive as well. And then the only other thing really to look at, I suppose, is just the connectors over here. So you've got your 12 volt power there, on off switch. It's got a bit of a vent over there. So I'm going to have a fan, external 12 volt fans behind it, just blowing a little bit of air anyway. Your USB connector and your eSATA connector. Just never connect both at the same time. You're either going to be using the USB or you're going to be using the eSATA connector. But yes, I just sort of think this is going to be the perfect thing for me now to sort of migrate across from my 2.5, 3.5 to 3.5 inch drives. And as I said, it's either going to anyway work on the USB enclosure, and they will both work. I've bought two of these actually. They will both also connect across the eSATA connectors. So I've bought a riser and I've bought an external PCI adapter for my server that I can just have the two external eSATA ports on it. And obviously I'll then just connect these, the eSATA cables. By the way, just as a matter of interest, the cables are just over 1 meter in length. I don't know if that's 1 yard, but it's about 1 meter and about 10 centimeters, give or take. So that's actually quite nice. So you can actually have your drives, in a different bay or slightly separate from your server if necessary. So yeah, that's just a quick video. I just wanted to show sort of what it looks like and what it does and why I bought it. And I'm going to be looking forward to sort of getting these put in now. I've lost one of my drives. The second drive, or should I say the primary data drive actually crashed, or it started developing bad sectors at a very rapid rate. So I'm running on my backup drive at the moment. And the plan now is actually to have, because I've got these, I'll have them connected on SATA connectors. I can use software RAID on my OpenMediaVault server. So the plan is to put the first drive in as the first RAID drive on eSATA. And then as soon as I've bought the second drive next month or so, I will add that to the RAID array. The first one is going to be added without the second drive. And then I'll just copy the data across, or let it remirror, should I say, to that second drive. And that's the plan. So let's hope it all works out. But anyway, thanks for watching. It was slightly different. I hope this video comes out okay. I'm not sure if the focus is going to be 100%, but thanks for watching anyway, and stay safe out there, and I'll see you in my next video.